Hey Vacay Baes, welcome back to my channel. So today I am sharing my ancestry DNA results with you guys. So a few months ago I decided to test my DNA for ancestry and see where some of my roots come from region wise. I was teeter-tottering between 23andMe and Ancestry, and I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I just went Ancestry because they had a sale going on for Mother's Day. So I just went ahead and bought myself a little DNA package. It came very quickly. Like, the whole process in itself didn't take long at all, which I'll go through that with y'all. But yeah, I really wanted to share my results because I was a little surprised at my results. Now, growing up, I had always identified as I am African American because at the end of the day, like, that's what I am. And I don't think I really tried to look too deep into my roots. I'm black, I'm African American, yep, I'm black, my mom is black, my dad is black, and that was it. Now, down the line, I knew that I had other roots, but for whatever reason, I just think the younger me didn't really care to know. And so the older that I'm getting, I kind of want to know, like, what makes me me, you know, like our family history, and just learning more about our backgrounds becomes more important the older that we get. I feel like the younger that we are, we're so busy just trying to go through life and hormones and just getting things together that I didn't have time to think too deep into things, you know. So the older that I'm getting, I'm wanting to know more about myself, more about the world, you know, what regions I may come from, so that way I can visit those areas. Y'all know I love traveling, so that would be really cool to travel to some of the areas that were listed or came up in my ancestry as matches for my DNA. Now, the whole process was super quick and easy. I ordered the kit online. The kit came in the mail. It's just this little test tube. You literally just have to put a little bit of spit in there. It's not like a swab or anything like that. So just a little bit of saliva. I'd say maybe about this much, which is not that much. And then you just close up the tube, you send it back. It already has like the label for you to ship it back, so you don't have to do anything but just package it up and drop it off in a USPS mailer, and that's it. And then it said that it could take 4 to 8 weeks, I believe, and maybe 6 to 8 weeks to get your results. It did not take me that long. I got my kit sometime in May. I'll pop up the date right here because I don't remember off the top of my hand, but I got my kit sometime in May, and I just recently got my results on June 19th. So that didn't take long at all. I thought it was gonna take much longer. The turnaround time was super quick. I'm sure they just give that as a disclaimer of it can take this much, just in case they have high volume and things like that. I don't think there was anything difficult about it, to be honest. So the only thing is and the instructions are already included in the pack for you for when you give your sample, is that you can't have eaten or drinking anything. Eat or drink, ate or drink. I don't know. You have to be fasting for 30 minutes before you give your sample. So let's go ahead and jump into my results. So I'm gonna pop up like diagrams, pie charts, pretty much anything that they gave me from Ancestry that could help me conceptualize, you know, the area and all of that stuff. I'll have that popped up over here somewhere. But my breakdown estimate is as follows. So the first, the top, like my most proportion was of ethnicity estimate was from Nigeria, which was really surprising to me. And I had not heard anyone in my family speak about any Nigerian roots because they probably didn't know either. So that was really cool. And that was at 24%. So that's a good chunk. So next percentage was 20% Benin and Togo. I wasn't exactly sure where that was. I know it was in Africa, but like in Africa geographically, I wasn't sure where that was till I started looking up the regions map. Next was 19% Cameroon, Congo, and Western Bantu peoples. 12% Wales. That was really surprising to me. didn't expect that one at all. 8% Germanic Europe, which I had an idea of that because my grandpa did mention that he had some Irish roots in his background. So I did know there would be some European roots. I wasn't expecting that large of a percentage. I was expecting maybe like 5, maybe like 6. And for it to be 8% Germanic Europe and then 12% Wales, it was just a larger percentage than I was expecting of European descent. 7% Ivory Coast and Ghana, 5% Senegal, 4% Mali, and 1% Southeast Asia. So now you guys know my breakdown, and I popped up the regions so you can see where everything is. I'm gonna start doing more research. I'm gonna do more research on these areas, on the people, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm just not the biggest history buff. I have a terrible memory and it's hard for me to keep track of dates, and that's just never been something that came easily to me. I was more of a math girl, like math, science, music. That's more creative, like my vibe. History, it just, something about it never really clicked for me. History, government, anything in that realm. So I'm definitely gonna like do some reading up and just trying to get more information on all of the things, all of the events that have occurred to make me me. I think one of the things that made me want to look into this the most was the fact that we get so comfortable being where we're at. Like, I've been born and raised in Florida. That's all I know, you know. Like, I've been traveling to different areas, but as for a home, like, I've only ever lived in Florida my whole life. And I feel like we grow so accustomed to knowing a specific area that we have to remember that, like, Florida wasn't where my roots were, you know. It's not, that's not how my story of family history is. And the more that we go back into generations, seeing how slavery has affected our area, where we're at, and just so many different things. So I'm just looking back into it and just really being able to appreciate my ancestry and where my roots come from, because like I said, I definitely want to visit these regions, you know, take the time to get to know what makes me me, what makes up my genetic makeup and DNA and all of those different things. And I figured that I would share it with y'all because it just was really cool. If this is something that you're interested in doing, I would highly recommend getting it on sale because they tend to have sales around, obviously, Black Friday, but also Mother's Day, Father's Day. So anytime around like a Mother's Day or a Father's Day, they'll typically have a sale. I don't know if they would have them around like the other holidays as well, but that's when I got mine. I think it cost me like $54 or something like that. Like it was around 50-60 bucks for the kit. So I would highly recommend it. It's very interesting, and it's just nice to have a breakdown of the regions that your family comes from. Even if you feel like you're sure, you may not be sure, because there were, like I said, I was surprised at some of those results of seeing that I got back. So as always, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please like, comment down below, let me know what you want to see next. Share, give me some exposure, subscribe so you can be a Vacay Bae, and I will see you in the next video. Love ya.